glad you are here. Welcome to the next episode of Breathe. This is Lai. I'm Monica Schuster and I'm really happy you are here. This podcast is about you, about me, about life, and about reminding you who you really are. A little break from the hectic everyday to feel, to breathe, and to just be. And maybe also to see things from a new and from a different perspective. Today I want to take you with me on a little journey. Our topic is about flying and the incredible gift of seeing things from a different perspective. Because sometimes when we rise above our daily routines, our problems, our habits, something magical happens to them. What seems so big and heavy on the ground suddenly feels small, unimportant. What seemed like chaos now seems like kind of an order. And with a shift in perspective, we realize maybe the answers, the healing and the freedom we are looking for are already here. But we are just too close to be able to see it. So let's take off together. Let's explore what it means to look at from the bird's eye view and how that perspective can heal the way we see ourselves and our daily challenges. Let's start with my own flight experience. A few days ago, I had an incredible opportunity to fly in a small aircraft, and I love those moments. They are so priceless. So anyhow, the moment the plane lifted off, I felt a mix of exhilaration and calmness. Because when the ground disappeared beneath me, all the houses, the streets, even cars, everything looks different. Everything what I thought is familiar seemed all of a sudden strange and new at the same time. So I needed a moment to recognize, where am I actually? So in that moment I was grounding myself, and it helped because I connected the dots of the street and the landmarks, which I knew so well when I'm on the street. And I realized, hey, this is exactly how life works. We often get stuck looking only from one angle in our daily lives. When we get in conflicts with the people around us, all the challenges, we miss the bigger picture. We only see it from our small, tight tunnel. And we think we understand everything, but no, we don't. We can't, because we miss the bigger picture. From above, boundaries dissolved, pattern emerged, connection appeared. And everything what you think from the ground, oh, it's so complicated. But from above, all of a sudden it makes sense. And just like in that flight, it takes patience to orient yourself. At the first, it's totally confusing. But if you allow yourself to stay present, a new clarity begins to appear. At first, it's totally confusing because you see everything and you don't know where to concentrate. It's too much. But if you allow yourself to stay present and look at one area and focus just on that area and know where you are, and then allow the picture to expand, then you can see the entire big picture, the entire big puzzle, and a new clarity begin to appear. And this is the moment when we realize all is one. There are all tiny little pieces who fit in that amazingly big puzzle. And sometimes we need a change of perspective to understand the other person, to understand the bigger why, to understand yourself. When I work with my clients as a soul coach and I try to bring the bird's eye perspective into a session as often as possible, because I know for myself when we work with family topics or emotional blockage or whatever the topic is actually. When you see it from above, the map underneath you makes suddenly sense. Because many of us carry patterns unknowingly for years, sometimes for generations. And we meet partners, for example, who reflect exactly those positive or mostly negative parts from our family, from the partner's family and from our family. And we get upset with sometimes just by how they look, how they talk, how they breathe. But if we zoom the picture out and if we see it from above, the story changes, because then we can see the source of the blockage and everything becomes clear. We might even realize there is no need to feel anger or frustration towards someone anymore, simply by absorbing the big full picture. Because then we realize maybe it isn't our partner. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's their parents, my parents. Who knows? Maybe it's a pattern from our generations, way back. If our subconscious or our mind notice that it's not ours, it is so easy to give it back instead of holding it in us. I always explain it to my clients that way. If you imagine a pattern or a blockage as a gift box, and a gift box has a name tag on, it's so easy for our mind and subconsciousness to give it back, because they can see it doesn't have your name on it. It's like if you found a gift underneath the Christmas tree and it has a different name on it. We won't touch it, won't we? Why wouldn't we? It doesn't belong to us. We don't question it if it's not our name. But if it's our name, we want to get it, we want to keep it. So when I go with my clients in the bird's eye view, you can see the gift box, you can see the name tag. And it's so easy to give it back in that moment. But for example, when you already have unwrapped the gift years ago, maybe, because you didn't know it better, then we have the code already on. It might not fit perfect because it doesn't have your name tag on, but oh well, it is what it is, and it become natural, by the way. So even then, when we go in the bird's eye view and we look down and we see the code and we see that it actually has an ugly color. It doesn't fit. It's way too big. It's way too small. It's not ours. And when we allow ourselves from above to just take the code off, look inside, look at the name tag, then we can give it back, because there is no need anymore to keep on code which doesn't fit us in no way. And I often experience a big relief when we do that bird's eye view. It's so healing. It's such a big relief, because when we are above, we finally see the invisible thread that connects everything in their life, or that connects others to their belongings. So let's try a small exercise. Think of one situation or one topic or one blockage that feels heavy, stuck, or maybe frustration in your life. Whatever it is, something which you know it always comes back. It always makes you angry or frustrated or something else. Just imagine it will sit right in front of you. And then just imagine you will have a big gift box in front of you, an open gift box. And you just put that pattern, that heavy belief, that whatever it is in the gift box. And then you close it. And in that moment when you close it, you see there is a tag on it. You can't read the tag from down there. So just close it, and then let's go in the bird's eye view. And just fly above that gift box. And in that moment when you fly over the gift box, you see yourself underneath you at the ground, standing in front of the gift box. And maybe you can see now from above to whom the gift box actually belongs. You can see the name tag. You can read it. And then look for this thread. Where is the connection? Where does the gift box belong? And follow the line. Where is the connection to the gift box? Once you see maybe a person, maybe just a dot. Doesn't have to be something. Doesn't have to be a person. Then imagine you will take that gift box and just put it to the source of where it is coming from. Go there in peace and harmony and just say, look what I found. It has your name tag on. It has your name on. I'm sure you have missed it for so long. I accidentally took it without knowing it wasn't mine. But now I have found it, and I would like to give it back to you because I'm sure you know exactly what to do with it. And then go back to the center, and you can come down now from the bird's eye view back to yourself, back on the ground. You feel the ground underneath you, and you feel love, you feel thankfulness, you feel appreciation in yourself. Because of two things. The first thing, you released yourself from that pattern. And the second, you made somebody happy to give that person a part of themselves back, what they were looking for. Because they can't release their patterns if they don't have them. And come down from the bird's eye view into your body, into your mind, into the here and now. Feel your feet on the ground and feel the lightness. Feel the relief in your body. Sometimes we only need to observe. We need to understand the bigger why. And once we get the bigger why, everything can change. And now take a deep breath in and out and notice. And notice the shift in your energy, in your being, and even outside of you. Then remember, you can always, if you need a new perspective, you can always go in the bird eye view within your daily life to notice and to shift your energy, your patterns. And even outside the coaching, transform everyday life. When someone triggers you, pause and step back mentally. Go in the observer position. Go in the bird's eye position. Look at the detail. Who is actually triggering me? Is it the other person, or is it that pattern which you carry inside of you, or maybe the other person carries inside of them? Look for the name tag. If it doesn't have your tag, let it go. Give it the other person, but don't store it in your being. So the picture which comes right in my mind is, imagine your life as a map and see all angles, observe without judgment. I mean, even Google has 2D or 3D maps, or go in the 3D map, go in the different angles and see your life from every different perspective. If you would go on Google Map, you can choose from different views. You always have an option to look it through different views. Do the same with your own life. You have the option to always choose a different view. From this perspective, clarity and compassion naturally arise for yourself and for others. So I would like to invite you to try this over the next few days. First, notice a small conflict or frustration. Then, second, take a mental step back and fly above it. Fly above the conflict or the frustration. And third, observe patterns and connections. Where is it coming from? Where is the starting point? And who do you meet at the starting point? And fourth, allow insights to arise naturally. Even a few minutes of this perspective can bring relief and new understanding in your life. For me, when I was in a little airplane, I looked down and I saw a park, and I noticed how it connected streets and even the river in a way I had never seen before. It reminded me that sometimes clarity only comes when we step back, when we allow ourselves to rise above the ground level. You don't have to wait for an airplane or so. You can step back mentally at any moment. And when you do so, you will often find the path forward is way clearer than you thought. Thank you for sharing this space, this fly with me. And remember, life is multidimensional. Sometimes a shift in perspective is all it takes to see what was invisible before. And remember, even Google Maps has different perspective. For every person, a different one. Different views, different angle. You can go on the street view, or you can stay at the 3D level. Whatever it feels best for you in that moment. So take a deep breath and notice how it feels to step back and see the bigger puzzle, the bigger picture, the bigger why. I would be so happy if you subscribe or share this episode with someone who might need a fresh, new perspective as well. And as always, remember, you are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to be. Because if I can do it, you can do it as well. See you next time when it says, breathe. This is Live, the podcast with Monica.